Caherlock, Director of Service, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome you here this evening to the Johnston Central Library for tonight's launch and lecture. I'd like to give a special welcome to Dr. Brendan Scott, editor of the book. I now call on the Caherlock, Councillor Clifford Kelly, to say a few words.
As Caherlock of Cavan County Council, I'd like to congratulate Cavan Library Services and the editor of this book, Cavan County Council Historian in Residence, Dr. Brendan Scott, for their work on the Decade of Centenaries programme, which has reached an important milestone tonight in the launch of this important new book. County Cavan and the revolutionary years of 1918-1922, this book has been very much a team effort, and I can commend in particular Emma Clancy, Jonathan Smith, Sinead McCarroll for their hard work and their teamwork in seeing this book into print. The book is made up of 8 chapters, 7 which originated in 2 very successful series of talks which have been given online either last year or this year in the library series of online lectures. This includes Nick Perry's wonderful talk, which we are about to hear here tonight. The final chapter is a memoir written by an IRA volunteer named Frankie Dolphin, who was from Ballyconnell and who kept very detailed and invaluable records which are now part of Cavan Library's archives. This book is filled with fascinating information and chapters dealing with Oliver Nugent, Cavan prisoners in Ballykilner internment camp, Unionist reaction in Cavan to partition, Cavan's Cumann volunteers, and much more. I am very glad to commend this book to all of you and to the people of Cavan, and it gives me great pleasure to declare County Cavan and the revolutionary years 1918-1922 launched here tonight. Gurmila Mahagav Gulair.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. If it's magnificent, it's because of the contributors. I just shepherded them all in the same direction and hope for the best. It was around this time last year, I suppose, before I was appointed historian in residence, that I first discussed with Emma Clancy the possibility of producing a book from the lecture series that was taking place this time last year, and Emma was immediately very, very enthusiastic about that, and although she's not here tonight, I'd really like to thank her for her constant enthusiasm and support in so many ways. She's just been brilliant to work with, as have the library staff in general been great to work with as well. I think the county, and I can say this because I don't work for the library, but the county is really lucky to have such a committed, hard-working and good-humoured staff throughout the branches, and it's great to have that, and I'm very, very lucky to be able to work alongside them in some way. But I'd be remiss as well if I didn't mention a few people in particular, and that's Jonathan here, who is modest to a fault and has been such a help to me in all the things I've been doing as part of this Decade of Centenaries programme, and Sinead as well, who works very hard in putting together topping and tailing lectures and podcasts and all these different things, which I would not have a clue, and so I'm really indebted to her as well, and Amy and people like that as well for all their publicity and everything that they've been doing. And Jonathan as well, he had a great part to play in both last year's series organising it and in this year as well. So you know, and the lectures online have been gaining incredible figures. The talk that was given last week has already gained over 3,300 views, which is staggering, really. But perhaps the biggest thanks, I suppose, are due to the contributors to the book, because they're the people who undertook the research and the writing, first presenting the talks as a lecture and then writing up the lecture, which is an entirely different skill, and it can be hard to do. And because I'm in the middle of writing up a lecture myself into a paper, and sometimes it's just not straightforward. They give up their time, they give up their expertise, and they were all great to work with, and I'm extremely grateful for that as well. And I certainly learned a lot that I hadn't known about from editing this book as well, and I hope the same will be the case for those who read it. So thank you to the contributors. Thank you to the library, the Cavan County Council. The support of Owen Doyle, Director of Services, has been great as well. And lastly, a very, very big thanks to my family for all of their support as well.